world I know now. 4 years ago, before we were in love, I boarded a plane to fly home. From 2 weeks in New York, I had missed you so much, I decided to make a joke. I sat in the aisle seat, sent you a message saying I'd gotten engaged. I have always been interested in music as far back as I can remember. My dad had an acoustic guitar in his room when I was a kid, and I remember singing even at the age of 3 or 4. Dad and I always used to listen to lots of 70s, 80s prog rock together. I love Steely Dan and the band Yes, and Prefab Sprout and Stevie Wonder, and a lot of jazz greats as well, and like modern jazz Dad really got me into. And then my older brother, when we were in primary school, he's 4 years older than me, he got the star role of Oliver Twist in the school play, and he was walking around at home as like a 10, 11-year-old singing all the songs from the musical, and I learnt a lot of them as a 5-year-old in kindergarten, and my parents were like, what the heck, like this kid can memorize lyrics and hit the note most of the time. And so they asked the teachers if I could audition for a solo that wasn't originally in the school play, and I went and sang for all the teachers in the staff room at lunchtime one day as a 5-year-old, as a tiny little thing, and they were like, yeah, you can have a solo, whatever, and I was like, woohoo! And so then I'd just been singing and performing in school and started busking in public when I was about 11, and was also really lucky to have some preliminary music lessons in piano from the age of 6, and then when I was 12 I stopped learning piano and started doing voice lessons as well with a fantastic local jazz musician up in the mountains called Rachel Hannon, and she kind of introduced me to the jazz music that I really love. I thought I knew you, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, again, I just really like to spend my time in quite diverse ways. I think when I was younger, it was a bit more purely music focused, but then when you're in your late teens and early 20s and you realize that life is complicated and mental health is always going to change. I had the contraceptive rod put in my arm for 3 years, and it really killed my creative drive for music. But at the time I didn't realize the connection, and so I just kept on getting upset about not feeling driven to make music, and that's kind of when I started dipping my fingers in all the other pies of I bought a van and converted that into a little home and started doing lots of other things to try and comfort myself about not having made much music. And then when I got that rod taken out, I started writing songs again and just realised how much I'd filled up my time with other things that weren't music related. So the last... Even they don't know I've been looking. I kind of felt a bit under pressure, not by anyone except myself, to release something current, to put something fresh out into the world, to remind people that I am present and active as an artist. And because I hadn't taken any of those songs to the studio, what I did have was a collection of voice memos from my phone from the last couple of years. And a lot of these voice memos were really silly, and most of them were improvised in the moment with friends. We'd just be at a party or at a gig or at someone's house just hanging out and making music, and when the energy was good and we were creating something really cool and fun, I would always press record on my phone. I've been looking, I've been searching.
got hundreds of these voice memos, and a lot of them are really, really messy, or like I dropped the phone, or there's awful wind noise, but there's a couple that I would listen back to on repeat. Like I even imported them into my private Spotify on my computer, so I had my own little playlists of these jams with my friends, and I thought that I was actually sitting on this huge library, even though it's not, it wasn't a traditional release. It wasn't a traditional release in that sense. So 11 tracks on the album, and the first 11 tracks on the album, and the first one is just I spoke an introduction the concept of the album and the fact that it's not of the album and the fact that it's not, and that it's recorded on my crappy phone, and that it's recorded on my crappy phone. It also acknowledges and thanks all the people that are also in the recordings, because there's only one of those 10 recordings that's just me on my own. The rest of them are with lots of other friends in different states, in different towns all across the country. So the first track I mention and thank everyone, and then following that is 10 really, really different tracks of improvised music. And I thought that that was something that would be a little bit different and also engaging, and also hopefully, like, really real. I know now, I guess I knew it all along, that you loved me deeply, our love was so strong. Now it's been a while since we have spoken, and baby, my heart is still very broken. I thought I knew you, but I guess I was wrong. I thought I knew you, I guess I was wrong.